Do a quick walk around the Mustang here where we're at on this thing. It's got some stuff I still need to repolish, but not much. Just a few things, you know. Um, but anyway, this is how it's coming together. We still got to put the corners on. I'm going to go ahead and shoot those again. It just didn't look quite smooth enough, so I wanted to get them a little bit nicer. They're not too bad, but um, not quite meeting the profile of this car. So yeah, it's coming out pretty nice. It's like I said, we're going for somewhere between the 8.5, 9 show. Not going for a 10, but because there's a little few nibs and stuff like that that I didn't want to sand out. That I could have easily gotten this thing to a 9 or 9.5 or 10. But I'm not going for that. Just too much work. It takes too much time. How many years am I going to spend on this thing? And really only going to spend about a month on it. So that's about it. So you got to put the lights on. That's the assembly he had on it. He actually was talking about putting the original pieces on the grill, which I'm not too excited about. I'll tell you why in a second. These pieces here, remember, and it had the pony in the middle, that sort of thing. But with the front bumper on and the pieces on and those fog lights, I think it kind of gives it with the stripes on it and stuff. Kind of gives it with the because he has this extra hole in the grill, and you notice we left the stripes off. They usually go all the way down to the ground, and we left those off because it didn't have continuity with that extra hole in the front, and it would just look weird. It looked like we just pieced them all in there, so I didn't like that. I told him, no, I'm not doing that. Somebody else will do that if you want it done, because I'm not doing it. So, but this kind of looks like, to me, the way that we're doing this, looks like more of like, the weekend racer kind of thing, where, you just have your fog lights on there, you bolted on some stuff, and you're going to the track, and that sort of thing, and that's the kind of look that I like. So I got a few polishing misses here. I got one. There's a fatty right there, giant one. Missed that. I couldn't see inside, so had to repolish that area, and just stuff like that. I got to do, run through and repolish a few things. The top looks pretty good. Sides and top edges of the fenders are pretty good. Even right here is okay. It just needs a little handwork. Emblems are going on there. Got a touch up on the other side. Gonna have to repaint this edge because I had a fat run right in that corner, and it's just impossible to not sand through. So it's easy to spot that stuff. A lot of people think, "Oh my God, you're gonna paint the whole fender?" It's like, no, I'll paint that area, blend it in. You'll never even know I did it. My friend does that with Harleys all the time, with these custom Harleys. That's the way you do that sort of thing. So it's coming along pretty good. It's going to come together here pretty soon. We got a stripe kit for the bottom, which I told him I would rather paint it. And if I didn't know, if it didn't, he goes, well, I could get rock chips. And I'm like, so, I think I'd rather have a rock chip and paint. I could have put, that clear on here, high impact clear on the bottom or something, made it so it didn't get any rock chips. But he gave me a vinyl stripe kit for that, so it's kind of like, okay. So anyway, I wish that would have been underneath the clear. It would have looked better, shiny, because all it is just basically, I'll show you, it's like there's no emblem or anything on it, so it's like this, doesn't have any names, no emblems, so it's just the stripes go along the bottom. But it needs it because it's just missing something on the sides. If you stand back and kind of look here, without the stripes on the bottom of the door, it's just missing something. It looks pretty drab. looks pretty green. So with the stripes on them, you notice how they just really pop out really nice. The bright white stripes make it really look good. Which to me is like the only way to, I wouldn't do these colors myself, because it's just like, this is going to be a pain in the butt to keep clean. But I would have went with the opposite. Maybe I wouldn't have used white or green stripes. I would have used red maybe, or done the you know, white with the blue stripes. I like that. They came with the dark navy blue color stripes, but it's not my car. So anyway, if you're just tuning in, this is Chuck's car. I don't do other people's cars, but Chuck asked me to do it because he's got Parkinson's and he's been working on this thing 20 years. And you know, I don't know why it took 20 years. My God, you know, come on, not really working on it. And he's like losing his mobility pretty bad, pretty fast right now, and he didn't think he'd ever be able to drive it. So he's like, yeah, hey, you know, I need you to paint my car. And I'm like, dude, I don't do that, but you know, if you don't paint it, I'm not going to be able to drive it. And that's pretty much where the conversation ended, and that's why I decided to go ahead and do it. I really don't have time to do something like this. This is just a big, huge time robber for me because I have tons of projects myself. Got my 63 Nova Super Sport convertible in the garage. I haven't even started on it, and I'm doing this car. So anyway, just what's got to be done. So the Mustang's come along pretty good. You guys are just watching. We're gonna get these corners cleared out again, and then what else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, spot the fender that I gotta fix, and then that way I'll have all the painting stuff done, and then we'll finish assembly. We should have this thing ready to go probably next week. Looks like he'll be driving it next week. Chris is doing the doors, so and he's doing the assembly on those things, which is a total royal pain in the ass. I mean, every piece of rubber is riveted. You have to rivet the rubber on the door jambs and stuff. Like all this assembly right here, just these little things like this was a pain. I got some touch up there. We're burned through with the buffer trying to hit that edge. No biggie. It's easy to fix. Everybody, oh my God, that's terrible. It's just like, if you sit there and worry about all that little stuff, it's better just to catch it on touch up and just get it done. You know, not sit there. I have guys go and spend months masking everything off, and it's like, man, then you still burn through. They burn right through the masking tape. I've seen them do it. So no big deal. It's easier just to touch it up. All right. So that's come along really good. Bottoms of the doors. You guys want to see what that looked like. This one was worse than the other side. So let's see if we can get under here. Can't even see anything that was repaired there, you know. That's at the bottoms of the doors. Those areas repaired. Both sides were the same. I got to clean out all these jams, though. All this rubbing compound. This is Menzerna and CSX Creamex, and this stuff just cleans right out of here. Versus if it was 3M, you'd be like screaming. So anyway, you guys use 3M. You need to learn a lesson or two. Get some Menzerna or some CSI Creamex. I like the CSI Creamex a little bit better than Menzerna. Got a little polishing mist there. And stuff like that. I just gotta run through, check it all out, see if it's hard to see everything. So anyway, all right. So that's the update on the Mustang. We'll talk to you guys in the next video, and we'll see this thing get done next week.